Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can guess, the title is already gonna say what's happening in this video, and what that is that I'm pregnant again. It's like the best news ever, and I guess I will just hop right into this video. I will give you a summary if you're new to my channel, and you don't want to go to my lengthy videos that I've already done. Basically, I found out that I was pregnant with my spouse of 8 years. This week it'll be 8 years, but last year we started trying in June, and the first time we tried, I got pregnant. And so we were so overjoyed. We were like, oh my god, like we thought this was gonna take forever, and we were just so happy. And like, it was my first pregnancy ever, and unfortunately my first ultrasound, which I didn't even get until my 9th, almost 10th week of being pregnant, and it was really sad. There was no heartbeat, and I found out I was gonna have a miscarriage. It was devastating. It was the worst day of my life, which you guys don't even know what I've been through yet, but regardless, it was just one of the worst days of my life ever. I can't even believe it. And anyways, I found I was pregnant in July, and then by mid-September I ended up having the miscarriage at home alone, and right before my second ultrasound, because what had happened was they're like, oh, you're probably gonna have a miscarriage. It's interesting that it hasn't happened yet because you're measuring 6 weeks, and I was at 12 weeks of what I thought I was pregnant, and or sorry, 9 weeks at that point. And then so I was running lots of blood work every week, trying to see if my numbers were going up, my HCG levels were going up. And I guess the last time I had my blood work, they called me and they're like, you need an ultrasound, and it sounded like it was positive. And then the morning of, I started the miscarriage process, and my life just broke apart. I really just was so unemotional. I couldn't even, I couldn't process it, really. It was just so devastating. And I had a miscarriage for 7 hours that one night, and I managed to get to my ultrasound right after, and they're like, yeah, it's on its way out. I'm like, yeah, I know, I've, dealt with the beginning part, and now, and that very night, I was on the toilet for 7 hours. It was awful, but if you want to know the whole story, you can go to my other videos. Basically, after that miscarriage, we just wanted to heal and process it, and I had horrible post-op complications. I ended up having a D&C 8 weeks after I had my miscarriage, so I was bleeding for 8 weeks straight, and horrendous experiences. And so I had D&C, and then that went horrendous. The procedure went perfectly, but then I was having horrible vagina spasms to the point where I couldn't move. I had to sit in one position the whole time for 4 months straight almost. And I didn't stop bleeding until December 5th or something like that. So from September 20th to December 5th, I was bleeding every single day, and it was just horrendous. It was just horrendous, and I never thought I was going to be able to get rid of the spasms. It was the worst. My urethra was extremely inflamed for those months, and everyone was like, you're fine, but to me, I was like, I've obviously never dealt with anything before. Never had a pregnancy. I've never had a D&C before. I don't know what to expect. No one was helping me. No one was preparing me for anything. I felt like, holy fuck. 40% of miscarriages happen, and nobody talks about this part. How is that even possible? All I wanted to do was be like, oh my god, I want people to know about this. So that's why I made my videos. But Long story short, we were like, oh, in December I was like just done bleeding. I'm like, you know what, I'll wait a month, see what my period's like, and then we'll wait another month, see what my period's like. So I wanted to wait like another at least two periods before I got pregnant again, because I really didn't want to deal with another miscarriage that soon. It was just so horrific, and couldn't imagine doing it again within literally like 4 months. Like, I couldn't do that. So we didn't try, and then all of a sudden, like, we're like, oh, you know what, like, what's the harm now? And so we tried on New Year's Day, and then on the 6th of January. Like, we weren't trying at all that month. Like, that was the 2 times we did. And it happened so that those 2 times I was ovulating. So I was shocked. But basically on, I think it was, I was 2 days before my period, and I'm like, you know, like, I'm cramping, I'm about to get my period, whatever, and I'm like, because there's no way I'm pregnant. Like, I only tried twice this month, and like, there's no way it's gonna happen again. And then one night I was drinking wine with my friend, and I was like, man, this wine is really affecting me. Like, I feel loopy. Like, this is really weird. And so then the next morning I woke up with the worst hangover. I felt like, holy shit, what is going on? And I felt so nauseous, and I'm like, I don't drink that often anymore. Like, the year before, like 2021, I drank like four times in the year. Like, it wasn't a lot. And so I was like, what the fuck? And so I go to the grocery store to get groceries, and another friend comes over, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have a few beers. I'm like, sure, sounds good, I'll drink the rest of my wine bottle. And so I'm drinking wine, and then I go to the store to go get some groceries. I bus to the store, I don't drive, and I then get to the bus stop, and I look down, and I'm like, you know, maybe there is a possibility. I like look down at my nails, and I'm like, my nails are never long, like ever. And the first thing that I noticed last time I was pregnant, my nails were so long, so thick, and I just couldn't believe it. And I'm like, man, I should really go back to the grocery store right now and go get a test. Like, I was like, maybe I should. So I go home, I cook dinner, and then I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna go back. So I went back to the store, got a pregnancy test. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I pee on the stick and do all that, and I'm like, and it's negative. I just broke down. Like, my friends were texting me, and I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. Like, I'm really sorry, but I can't deal with this right now. I'm bawling, I'm emotional. I'm so emotional, I'm so sorry. Like, they don't even know what's going on. I'm like, bawling my eyes out, because for some reason, if it was positive, I would have been like so happy, right? And I was like, it's negative, like, I can't believe it. And I just broke down. And so then the next morning comes, and it's football. It's like the football weekend before the Super Bowl. So like, there's the football, the last game, who decides who goes to the Super Bowl. And my friends are over, all of them are over, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm like, I'm gonna go check that test, actually. Like, something is pulling me to go check my test. Like, I'm doing my schoolwork, and I'm like, you know what, I really gotta go check that test again. Like, I need to double check it. And I check it, and it's fucking positive. And I was like, okay, there's no way, maybe it just turned into positive, because like sometimes it can like misread. But it was like the one with the 2 lines. So like, if you have one line here, you're not pregnant, but if you have a second line, you're pregnant. And oh my God, there was a second line. It was so faint. I was like, it was at night, I had a few glasses of wine, maybe it was diluted. So I wait the day, I'm like, I'm gonna try the next morning when I'm fully fresh, because you're supposed to actually do it the first morning pee. So I wait the whole day, I'm like, oh my God, like, I might be pregnant, holy shit. All my friends are over watching the football game, and I'm like, Tyler, come to the bathroom. Like, this shit's happening. Like, I didn't even care. Like, I didn't care. I was gonna do something cute again this time. Like, I was like, he needs to know this, like, right now, because I can't keep this in. So I told him, and he's like, okay. And then so he forgets about it. He tells me this after he forgot about it. I'm like, okay, because it didn't seem real. And so then the next morning comes, and I take the test, and I kid you not, it is the darkest line I've ever seen. Like, before, when I was pregnant before, I was taking tests like every 3 weeks to see how far along I was. Holy shit, it was so dark. It was so dark. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, okay, I'm fucking pregnant. I can't even believe it. I'm fucking pregnant. And I was like, holy shit, like, I'm so happy. I told Tyler, and he's like, oh my god, like, I can't believe it. But because of the miscarriage, it was kind of hard to be happy. Like, it was extremely hard to be happy. I can't, like, express it enough. Like, it broke me, but it broke Tyler. Like, we've always wanted children. Like, it's been a big thing in our, like, since we met when we were in high school, and we agreed so well on how we wanted to raise our children. Like, we were very like, you know, I'm only in a relationship so that I could have a good relationship and have children that are gonna be good. Like, we're not gonna mess them up. Like, we're not gonna be like our past and how our parents treated us, kind of, in a way. Like, we wanted it to be the best life possible for them, and like, that was what our idea of what a relationship looked like. We were both very like-minded, so we were like, we got along so well, we were so similar, we were really into rock music, we were really into like the same things. I was kind of a tomboy, so it's really easy to connect with guys, and he was just emotionally also able to be connectable. Like, it was crazy. Like, we fucking fell hard. But anyways, so basically, we've always wanted a kid, and now that I'm 24, just about to turn 25, but I was 24 when we first got pregnant. It was like, yes, we were ready for this. We went through the college phase. Like, we went through drinking and partying all the time with our friends and hanging out all the time with our friends and, you know, going on trips and doing all these things. And it was like, we are ready now to like involve another person in our life where we can put all our energy into. I'm getting winded, holy fuck. Basically, we were just ready, and so when the miscarriage happened, we were just broken, but it broke Tyler real bad. Like, he's like, how am I gonna trust this again? Like, how am I gonna know everything's gonna be okay? Like, I can't talk to you about it. So it was really hard for me because I can't share that excitement with my partner. Like, my personality is like positivity. Like, I will think beyond what is going on, because you know what, I know I can figure things out. He knows he can figure things out too, but he had like the no expectation mindset. It's like, don't expect anything because you're gonna get hurt, kind of thing. Whereas me, I was like, yeah, I can't expect it, but I'm gonna be positive about it. So I was talking to my best friend like every day. My best friends, I have a couple, and I was just like, you know, like, I need to vent with you because I can't with my partner. And it was really hard, but I completely understand where he's coming from. So yesterday, I had my first prenatal appointment, because they don't do appointments until like your 9th to 10th week, which is so weird, because like, I know so many people go to their first one at 6 weeks, like when they find out. But anyways, so I went to it, and I'm like, you know, I have really bad miscarriage trauma. Like, I need an ultrasound as soon as possible. Like, we gotta just do it, you know? And so basically, I had my appointment at 8:20 in the morning. Went to Thrifty's that was next to it, and it was like, what do I really feel like eating for breakfast? And then all of a sudden I saw cheesecake, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna have cheesecake because I've had a stressful day. This appointment was a lot. Let me just indulge in cake or whatever. So I eat that, and I guess I had like a sugar crash because like literally, and I was so exhausted because I'm pregnant. I guess I fell asleep at 11 when I got home and didn't wake up until like 1:57 or something like that. And I'm like, I checked my phone, I'm like, fuck, I missed the call for the ultrasound. This is like VHOG, which is like this big company that calls you for all your bookings. And so I call him back right away. I'm like, hey, like, sorry I missed your call. Like, I was just wondering what was going on. And she's like, actually, there's like a cancellation at like 3 today. And it's 2. Like, now it's 2 p.m. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, so chug a bunch of water and can you make it to the hospital? I'm like, yeah, done. I text Tyler. I'm like, sorry you're not going to be there, hon, but like, I've got to know. And he's like, no, we need to know. Like, everything's okay. So I went to the hospital. I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, please, like, I don't really have a religious higher power. I'm more so like spiritual. So like, what would I give energy? Energy give back to me, kind of thing. And I was just like sitting there, I'm just like, please just be okay. Like, I was so not ready to hear bad news again. Like, I was just like, and being alone, like, I couldn't do it by myself. Like, it was really hard. Like, just talking about it makes me choked up, but like, anyways, so I get to the hospital and the guy calls me in and he's like, right away, like, the nicest doctor I've ever met. Like, he's so nice, he's super pleasant. Like, I've been to the hospital so many times in the last 4 months trying to deal with my issues and my post-op, and like, he was just so nice. Like, I literally 10 out of 10 recommend this doctor, like 100%. Like, I hope next time I see him, because like, he was so nice. And I told him, like, you know, I had a miscarriage. He's like, okay, well, let's be positive about this one. Let's see what it's gonna be like. And like, he sets me down, gets the stuff all ready, and he's like, there's the baby. And I'm like, okay. He's like, and there's the heartbeat. And I'm like, because I'd never heard the heartbeat before, and it was so loud. Like, it was so fast. It was like, literally, I don't know, maybe the way he was pushing down on me, but I could feel it through the wand. Like, that's how hard the heart was. Like, it was so prominent. Like, it was a heartbeat. Like, I couldn't believe it. And he was like, it's at 170, so it's great, and the baby looks healthy and it's measuring at what it should be. And he's like, at 9 weeks, he's like, you were right on the money when I told him. Sorry, I'm burping. And he's just like, this looks great. And I'm like, and then he puts it on the big screen for me. He's like, yeah, there it is on the big screen, and I get to see it like moving and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I started tearing up, and I'm like, this is like the best day of my life. Like, after that ultrasound, I left and I just couldn't stop smiling. I just like was sitting at the bus stop and I was just like, oh my God, like, this is the best day of my life. Like, I like want to tear again, but like, it was such a good feeling to know that my baby was healthy and fine after what I just went through. Like, it was like the best news ever. And so I told Tyler right away. He was still at work, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this baby. I sent him a video of the ultrasound photos, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is our baby. Like, we get this baby. We have this miracle. We have this rainbow baby. And it was just like the best. And then we told the rest of the family, because we only told a select few, because we weren't sure if it's gonna be okay. Because last time we told pretty much a lot of the family, like, not a lot, but like a pretty decent amount of people, because we were on trips and stuff like that. So I was like, I can't drink, they're gonna know. And I'm like showing kind of already. It's kind of obvious. And like, so we told them. It was a really negative, mostly negative experience for us, but fine. This one was so much more like, I don't care about other people, I care about myself in this scenario. And yeah, so I got photos and everything. Like, this is my little baby. Like, look at it, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, there's a little nugget right there. He's measuring 1.91 centimeters, so really tiny. Like, the ultrasound guy said he's like a gummy bear. She is a gummy bear. I think it's a she. But I just like, I can't even believe it. Like, it's amazing. And so when I got home, Tyler got home, and we just like, we're so happy. Like, we hugged for like 10 minutes, I swear to God. Like, it was like the best thing ever. And now he's like, I can relax. I can be not stressed anymore. He's just like, that was like the main stress in my life, and now it's just gone. And I'm like, we're not out of the clear yet, but we know that there's a heartbeat and it's strong and the baby looks okay. Like, we can be positive about this. Like, if we do the right things and nothing, God forbid, happens, like, we have a fucking baby. Like, how amazing is that? Like, literally, after going through such a horrible experience, like, it's just such a relief. And it makes me like, yes, now I can show you like things that I want to do for the baby. And like, yeah, so basically that is kind of what this video is like me telling you guys that I'm pregnant, and that now all my videos are gonna start coming out. I'm gonna hopefully do like a couple week updates, and like maybe do some vlog styles of like getting ready for the nursery, getting stuff for the baby, and you know, just like checkups, updates, and like kind of what's going on, and kind of just go with me. Like, I kind of wanted to do this for a long time. Like, I wanted to start like a mom channel even before I had a baby. Like, I wanted to do something where I could be like educational in some way, because I think that I'm so neurotic and like so controlling that I can like really downpack like a lot of things that like a lot of moms may not have the use for. Like, I'm gonna be on budgets and like a bunch of stuff like that, like where the typical mom can actually go to and watch these videos instead of like having to go through like pick and choose, like, oh, this is where I am at, because there's a lot of people who are like really well off and like have had money since they were kids, and like, I'm not saying everybody, but like typically a lot of people are, and like we are stable, but we're not like, not the same. It's not the same. Like, everything will be on a budget, everything will be calculated. Like, even if I was like super rich or whatever, or like really wealthy, I would be doing this anyways. But anyways, it's just gonna be more of inclusive videos, and like, I'm not gonna go spend $1,000 on wallpaper. Like, not gonna happen. But like, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. Just like being more mindful about expenses, I guess, and like how to cheat the system. And so, and like maybe like food videos, because I'm gonna be making my own baby food. Obviously that's gonna be a long time from now, but like stuff like that, where it's like educational videos on how to do this, how to do that, while I'm also learning, because it's my first baby. So it's gonna be very like touch and go both times, like both ways. So, and then that way I can also get feedback from other people. So that's kind of like what this channel will be about, is like mom stuff, and of course other things too if that comes to that, but mostly it's going to be a mom's channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed my like rant / update on what's going on, and that I'm pregnant. And now that this video is out, I can, you know, start pumping out other videos. Hopefully I'm consistent, because I've never done this before. So bear with me if it's like every 2 weeks there's a video instead of 1 or 2 a week. Like, it depends on like what I have at the time, because obviously I'm still early in my pregnancy. I'm not gonna go out and like buy everything. Like, I probably won't buy a lot of stuff until like after the first trimester, because that's like when you're mostly out of the clear, so less dangerous. So that'll kind of be happening then. But yeah, so I hope to see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe, please like this video. Just you know, keep updated on me if you like me and like my channel, and we'll go from there.